Let's take an honest look at the 2022 to 2023 Clemson football program as it stands right now. Because for Clemson, they are no longer okay with just winning double-digit football games. Winning the ACC, that's great, but if you're Clemson, you expect to do that. That's now the standard. And credit Dabo Swinney, because he took the bar and recalibrated it up quite a few notches to now we expect to play for the college football playoff. We expect to win national titles. Because that's the standard you set. And when you set the standard at a certain level, not achieving it, quite frankly, even if not achieving it looks like winning the ACC and winning double-digit games, there's some uneasiness. There's some unrest. And so now, going into next year, going to be a little bit of pressure. I think more pressure than we've seen in Clemson, South Carolina. Because you made an all-star hire in Garrett Riley. You got the 5-star quarterback in Cade Klubnik. There's going to be some pressure now to deliver on the results that you have allowed your fan base to come to expect, which I think is a great thing. More on that in just a second. If you haven't yet subscribed, we'd love to have you at the party. We got college football content year-round. Not just when they play games, not just during recruiting season, all year round. Recruiting season is kind of an all-year thing, so you hear what I'm saying there. Anyway, also, we're live on Tuesday. We're live on Thursday. Come join us. Have a real good time there. 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JD Piquel to keep up with all of that. Okay? You have the quarterback at Clemson to do some really exciting things. And that's not to knock DJ Uiagalelei. He came out of high school really highly recruited as well. He had a lot of excitement around him as well, especially after that Notre Dame game. But with Cade Klubnik, you saw him flash against North Carolina, and you see the tools. You have a guy that can lead you to a national title from a talent perspective. Now, I want to say this. There's a lot of programs that have quarterbacks that have enough talent to win a national title. The difference with Clemson is you have a talented quarterback, and you have talent all around this quarterback. They're going to replace a lot on defense. The guys behind them were highly recruited as well. They've recruited at an elite level to where they don't need to go in the portal and overhaul their roster because they grow that talent in the backyard and they recruit it. They recruit very, very well. Talent acquisition at Clemson is one of the reasons why the expectations are so high. But having the quarterback that you believe can get you over the hump, I think just continues to cater to that pressure. So now, when you look at this team with that quarterback and with now the new OC, I just feel like Clemson will have to play a different style of football game than we saw them play in 2022. Because in 2022, they had some dudes on defense, especially in that front seven, guys that are going to go and make a lot of money on Sundays in the NFL. Like they had some ballers, okay? However, those guys went to the NFL. They're not in the program anymore. You have talent behind them, maybe not the same experience. So what I'm trying to tell you is by different styles, I just mean you might have to score closer to 40. You might have on some days, not every game, but you'll just have to probably score at a higher rate if you're Clemson. Because the defense might be figuring it out a little bit. The secondary at times had to figure it out. You might see more games where it's similar to that Wake Forest pace. We got to answer scores. We have to be the aggressor. You got the talent to do it. You got the quarterback to do it. I think that was one of the reasons why you're excited about this Garrett Riley hire. Because now you have the structure in place and the guy calling plays that you believe can allow you to play those styles. So it's exciting for Clemson. So looking to the future, when I originally was preparing for this segment, it was the pre-Garrett Riley hire. And my note was they need to adapt. Need to find a way to adapt because college football is ever changing now more than ever. The transfer portal, hiring assistants, whatever it is. They didn't believe Brandon Streeter was the guy to get it done. More power to him for saying, hey, we need to part ways. And that, I'm sure, was not an easy decision by Dabo Swinney. Goes out of his internal program and goes and hires Garrett Riley on a national level. 40 points a game was TCU scoring. So that, to me, shows his willingness to be able to adapt. If it's for the betterment of the program, we're cool with it. My next step, I think, in terms of adapting, is the transfer portal. And I want to say this. I believe in Clemson's culture so much. I think Dabo Swinney has created one of the most special things in college football in Clemson, South Carolina, with what's in that locker room and how they protect that culture. And anything that would jeopardize that, I would steer clear from. With that being said, I have to believe There is a process that can be put into place or a process that can be developed to protect your culture and still utilize the transfer portal. Because there are some needs on this roster at Clemson that they could, I would imagine, go out and acquire via the portal. They could go out and acquire solutions to those needs via the portal. I think one of those needs for me is some explosiveness at the receiver position. Antonio Williams was a godsend for them last year as a freshman. Get some more guys like him. Now, guys like him aren't just growing on trees, but go and get some similar skill sets, the sort of fast, explosive receivers that can stretch the field for you. You can go and get that in the portal. I don't know if you have that in-house. Only Dabo Swinney knows that, so far be it for me to question what they have in-house. But it's becoming more and more a game where if you don't do that, the teams in your conference are going out and acquiring talent. They are going out and getting better and getting experienced players throughout the course of an offseason. And not doing that puts you behind the 8 ball. So whether it's implementing a more intensive vetting process for transfers or whatever it may be, I think you can still keep that culture intact, but still utilize the transfer portal. I think it's not an either or. I think it can be a both and. So I think it needs to happen. So at the end of the day, Dabo Swinney has created a new standard at Clemson, and I love it. You love it. I promise you he loves it. He's not backing down from it, but this upcoming year, with what they have in place, I think Garrett Riley's going to make them a very competitive program. Cade Klubnik has a ton of juice around him, got a lot of talent on this roster. Go to the portal. Don't need to overhaul it. You don't need to get 15 transfers. Just get 2 or 3 guys that can help you tomorrow. That's all I'm saying, because Clemson's going to have a chance now. They're going to have a chance to do some really exciting things in 2023. I promise you. We're going to talk a lot about this program throughout the course of the next several weeks, months. When they're playing games, we got you covered. Make sure you're locked in. This is The Hard Count. Nick Brake, lifting heavy. This is your show. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. We appreciate you allowing us to do this for a living. So thank you so much for that. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.